The perspectives shared by the participants in this podcast are solely their own and not intended as medical advice. For any health issues, we strongly recommend seeking guidance from a licensed professional.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Rare Realities with Madimo Mimomokhosi, where we dive into the emotional journeys of individuals living with rare conditions, where we tell one story at a time. Imagine going to the doctor and coming back with a diagnosis that it can either be cured or now you have to live with it for the rest of your life. I'm not alone. I am with Thato. Welcome, Thato. Please introduce yourself and tell everyone why you are here.
Okay, wow, I've had so much to say about myself. You know, sometimes when people ask you to introduce yourself, you forget who you are in that minute. But as you said, my name is Thato. I'm 26 years old, born and bred in Johannesburg. I studied theatre and performance at UCT and soon after shifted into the marketing space. And now I work as the executive assistant and head of marketing at Oh My Cake, whilst doing some other social media stuff. I'm the eldest daughter, so you know what that brings to the table.
You're the mother.
You understand, deputy parent number one.
Exactly.
And I'm here because I have epilepsy. Hey.
How has it been? Please take us back to the day that you were diagnosed. What happened and how young were you?
Well, I'm actually going to share my story from before the diagnosis because it builds up to that diagnosis date. So I had my first seizure when I was 13 years old, and I vividly remember that day. In fact, the night before, I was practicing for a life orientation speech, and I knew that speech back to front, like I was prepared. Next day, I go to school. I'm feeling a bit funny, lightheaded, but, you know, nothing that won't stop me to get through the day. It's time to do my speech, and I just remember I was so disoriented. I couldn't piece sentences together. So, for example, instead of saying the dog ran out to the street, I said the street ran out the dog.
Good.
And I genuinely could not get through the first couple of sentences of my speech. My teacher pulled me aside. She was like, "Are you feeling okay?" And I was like, "I don't know what's wrong." So she sent me home. My mom fetched me immediately. We went to the GP. And I remember they asked for my urine sample. Next thing I remember, I'm in the hospital.
No way.
I cannot remember. I think I briefly remember waking up and I'm seeing the ambulance, but I was so phased out that I didn't even know what was happening. I wake up and I'm in the hospital. My two parents are standing beside me, which is also a shock to the system because they're divorced. So they're never in the same room together. So I'm like, yo, something must be so wrong. I don't even know where I am. What is happening? Last I remember, I was in the GP's office. They did some tests. And they said, yes, you had a seizure, but we're not going to give you any medication for now because sometimes it happens once off in children.
Okay.
So from 13 up until 19, I was having minor episodes. So they're called absent seizures. But at that time, I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
So it would be us now, like we're having a conversation. And then all of a sudden, I just close my eyes.
You have seizures.
Yes. And then in that time, it's not the full-blown tonic-clonic seizure that you see in the movies where people drop and they're shaking and everything like that. It was more so just I'm close my eyes, I'm standing still, but I can't feel, see, hear anything. It's
some sort of like a blackout.
Yes, you literally are blacked out for that time period, and then when you wake up, you don't really remember the conversation you were having. You don't remember where you were. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was having those minor episodes. I wasn't really sure what was going on. Finally, at 19, I went to the neurologist, and she was like, yeah, it's epilepsy. And yeah, she said, stop everything and don't stop driving if you drive. Don't carry any heavy things. Like, we need to sort this out immediately because it was really bad. And at that time, the seizures were being triggered by sometimes noise. So if you hear a bang, for example, a seizure would get triggered.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would just happen. Like we were just talking now, as I said, I'd feel fine and then blackout and then I come back. And from there, I started taking medication. But the one thing that they don't warn you about is the side effects of the medication.
Yeah.
And that really took me for a ride. I've taken so many medications. I think I've taken medication for about 5 years of my life. 5-6 years of my life. And I had chopped and changed. I took Epitech, Vicompa, Keppra, you name it, I was taking it, and the side effects were crazy. They ranged from allergic reactions, for example, body aches, depression, suicidal ideation, memory loss. There was literally a point in my life where we would be having a conversation now, and as soon as you walk away, I couldn't remember anything. It was gone. Completely. I literally used to use my phone, in my notes app in my phone, to write down all my conversations because I couldn't remember anything. And then on top of that, a common side effects is extreme fatigue. So from the moment you wake up, you're just exhausted. You could have slept 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. You wake up, you're exhausted. At some point, I'd wake up, eat breakfast, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Wake up, eat lunch, go back to sleep. Wake up, eat dinner, go back to sleep.
But is the medication helping you at that moment? Because you can't be experiencing these side effects and they're not doing
anything at the same time. It's tricky, you know. There were some points where, yes, they were quieting down the seizures, but my body at some point, well, first of all, it metabolizes the medication quickly. And after taking it for a certain period, they got used to the medication, so the seizures would come back. And in the times when that would happen, the doctors will obviously increase the dosage because now your body has gotten used to the original dosage. But when you increase the dosage, you also increase the side effects. So it was just a horrible cycle, and some of the side effects were too much for me in conjunction with the seizures, which is why I would have to change the medication. But ultimately, the epilepsy is drug resistant because it didn't really ever stop the seizures completely at any given point.
So till today, you still getting the seizures?
Today?
Or is it less seizures, but epilepsy is still...
So right now, in my journey, in 2023 specifically, that was the worst year of my life. Genuinely, I think throughout university, even though I had epilepsy, it was like, whatever. It's just epilepsy, like it is what it is, I'll make it through. But it was actually December 2024, I just felt it's what's called an aura, which is the tell that your seizure is about to come, right? So for some people, it can be that disoriented, for example, or it can be you feeling numb in your body. There's different signs that will show that a seizure is about to come. And I'm having the sensation, and I remember like looking at the room and everything is distorted. I felt dizzy. I don't know what was happening. And I told my mom, I said, okay, can I go to the hospital? Because I think I'm about to have a seizure right now. And it was the craziest thing because usually an aura lasts, for me at least, it lasted about maybe 30 minutes, an hour, and then I would have the seizure. But in that time period, I think I had an aura for a good 2-3 hours. So I was just feeling like I'm losing consciousness. I'm not in control of my body. Like I'm aware of what's happening, but there's nothing I can do to stop what's happening right now.
It's like you're waiting for it to happen.
Yes. So you literally are doing this, like you dazing away. You can't speak for yourself. You cannot stop what's happening, but you can feel you losing control over your body. And went to Wilgehevel Hospital, and they're putting me on all of these meds and everything. And they're like, okay, what can we put you on? And I'm telling them what I've been taking, the medication that I've been taking. And I vividly remember the nurse looking at me like, oh, I don't even know what to do right now because you've taken so much at that point. I had taken almost everything that I could have taken at that point, especially given the side effects that were impacting me. Some of them I couldn't go back onto. And then eventually, after fighting with Discovery, they agreed to pay for this other new medication called Vicompa. And I had taken it once in 2023. And then I took it again. And so I was like, okay, it feels like it's working for me, which is why I was vouching for it. And it wasn't a very strong dosage. But then when I did take it again now for a longer period of time, that's when the body aches were happening. And from the moment I woke up, my body was just sore. There was nothing I could do. I was bathing in Epsom salt every single day. I would walk around with a hot water bottle just to ease the pain. Wherever I would go, whether it was the shops to my friend's house, I would literally walk around with my hot water bottle. And my neurologist at the time, he suggested that I take painkillers, but he was also like, you're not supposed to take painkillers for more than 2 weeks and it might thin your blood and all of these things. So I was like, I need a permanent solution because this is not helping me at all. And my seizures were happening every single day at that point. I was taking sedatives every single day, 3 times a day. And you're only supposed to take them usually as needed. And a person who I went to a program with in high school, it was a leadership program. She actually referred me to my acupuncturist for the body aches and for the neck spasms, because I think it was the anxiety of it all. It was just causing neck spasms. So my neck was just in pain.
There was a lot happening.
Hey, there was a lot. And then it was also the suicidal ideations on top of that. And I didn't even know it was suicidal ideations. But I was like, man, it's not me, whatever. And I spoke to my friend who was doing a therapist course or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I mean, sometimes, I think about like, hey, what if it would just end today? But like, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's not whatever. You need to.
Serious.
Yes, it's actually very serious. Talk to your neuropsychiatrist about it. Don't take it lightly, because you take it lightly, then it gets too far. And so I went to the acupuncturist just for the body aches, at least, and the neck spasms. And he said, listen, I can actually help you with your epilepsy. And I said, for real? He said, yeah, I can help you. So I said, you know what? At this point, I don't have anything to lose. I've experienced genuinely the worst.
Almost anything
the worst.
and everything.
Yes, I've experienced the worst of the worst. 2023, I thought I was going to die. Genuinely, I didn't think I would make it to even see today. And so he was like, I'll help you with your epilepsy. And I said, let's give it a shot. Like, what is the worst that can happen at this point?
Yeah.
And we worked on treatment. And the nice thing about acupuncture is that you can take Western medication and Eastern medication at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So they were working together, and I started seeing a difference so quickly. And so I trusted the doctor. I stayed with him. And now since December 2024, I've been off the medication now completely. And so we've been just dealing with the withdrawals of it all, because obviously I've been taking medication for so long. Your body's used to chemicals, etc. So
correct,
now it's a shock to the system that it's no longer being provided.
Yeah.
So the withdrawals that I've been going through, it's brain zaps. So they kind of feel similar to a seizure, but they're not harmful. So you might feel the electric shock or slight haze, in your brain, but it's not harmful. And there's a bit of brain fog.
Like you're saying it like, like it's not really harmful, but that's scary. Excuse me.
No, it's scary for real. It is scary. But I think, do you know what? I think the way I cope is to just be like, it is what it is. This is happening. And you just keep pushing forward, because otherwise I will cry every day. I will actually cry every day. And I think sometimes I don't even realize how much I've been through until I need to tell my story to someone else. And they're like,
because I'm sitting here, anything that has to do with the brain, excuse me.
It's scary. Yeah.
Because what do you mean every single day you're experiencing like seizures and you don't know when it's going to happen?
Yeah.
How do you maneuver? Like, how do you live? How do you plan? How do you...
As someone who loves being in control, that is such a scary thing, because you can only plan so much, to be honest with you. I have my sedatives with me all the time. There's 2 kinds of sedatives that I even pack with me, and I don't leave home without them. Okay. There's a fast acting one, and then there's one that it's a bit stronger, but it takes longer to kick in. I always carry my medical aid card with me. I even have a medical bracelet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just in case anything happens.
So what does it have? Your doctor's details, or to say that you are...
It says, well, you put anything on here. But for me, it's this medical symbol here. It's my full name, my allergy, because I'm allergic to penicillin, and then my medical aid details, and then my emergency contact number. So it's my mom, my dad, and my sister.
That is so important, because I need to get that. My biggest fear, and I always tell my friends and family, I'm like, if an ambulance was to take me to a public hospital, not knowing, because if they were to give me anything that goes against my medication, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
So I am going to get...
No, get this, because also even if it isn't the ambulance, you could be walking around now in the mall. Even if it is even if it's nothing to do with the condition you have, Guys, life happens. You never know what might happen today. You might feel faint and then all of a sudden, you black out.
Yeah.
No one is going to know what to do. We don't know you. So at least if they have, your emergency contact details at the very least, they can do something with that. They know, okay, cool, private hospital, or okay, sharp, yeah, we'll take her to this place and we can do X, Y, and Z with it. So this is how I stay prepared in the best way possible and in the best way that I can, that I will try to be honest with the people who I am around.
Of course.
So being open that, hey, I have epilepsy. So if something happens, this and this should be done. So my friends know what to do. My parents and my family obviously know what to do. Even at my workplace, I've been fortunate enough to find a place who is very accommodating and understanding. They know what to do.
That's
There's a huge
That's a win, because I wanted to ask you, how do you do it at work, and did you disclose? Because I find it it is so hard to disclose your health conditions at a workplace, even though you have to. But sometimes it just feels like somehow they think you might not be able to.
Yes, or you feel like you might get discriminated against because of your condition.
And every single day they need to be like, look out for
X,
something.
Y, and Z. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, listen, I know my situation is probably part of the 2%. I know not a lot of people out there are empathetic towards different people's conditions. So it can be scary, especially in South Africa where the unemployment rate is so high and majority of us aren't even using our degrees because you kind of just want to work at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But for me, from day one, I told my boss, because she was just looking for a casual worker. So it wasn't too serious, I guess. The stakes were low in a way.
Yeah.
And I told her, listen, I'm dealing with the condition right now, so the flexibility is important for me. And she said, yeah, no stress. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I told her more information, and it was a casual thing. It was supposed to only last about 1 or 2 months initially.
Look at God.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you to my gozzies.
Yeah, excuse us.
Hello. They did a big one.
Why are you putting a time frame to what we're giving you?
You understand what I'm saying? Relax. Let me show you something. Something. So yeah, initially it was supposed to be 2 months. So I think the flexibility, even at that point, was easier to accommodate because it's not like I'm full-time or whatever. But we worked together and we worked really well together. And then at some point, because I stopped taking the medication. So then the withdrawals were hitting me.
Left, right, and center.
I couldn't stop.
You're very brave, hey? Like stopping when you know where you have been.
That's hard. I can't lie to you. I don't want to say that I'm perfect and I respect all my boundaries all the time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, there's some days where you feel frustrated at the situation and you also know what your body was able to previously achieve. And then when you think about the limitations that are on you now, that aren't even a result of maybe you were mistreating yourself or you weren't taking care of yourself or, you drank too much, so now your kidney, it's not even like it was your fault.
Yeah.
It's something that just happened. And now it's like, now I have to deal with the consequences of this condition. And it's difficult because sometimes I want to show up to work. I want to do my best. I want to perform. One thing about me, I'm like, workaholic, overachiever. Like, you know what I mean? That's my brand. So when I have days where I wake up, I've done what feels like everything right. I've slept on time. I take my diet very seriously, all of these things. But today your body's just like,
not today.
I'm food.
Like, you're going without me?
Hello. Walala wasala, my angel. Like, hello. And it's so frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating because it's like, I just want to show up. I want to show up. I want to, I want to go into work without everyone thinking, okay, like, shame. Like, oh,
yeah.
like, I just want to show up. I want to do my work. I want to push like everyone else can push and then call it a day knowing like, you know what, I did it. But there are days where I can't push as much as I want to. I can't even go according to what I'd planned for the day. And now I need to rework things, push things. Then you end up feeling bad. And sometimes you feel like you didn't do enough in that day. And that I have days where literally I come back home from work and I cry. because I'm just so frustrated.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, you know what, I've come so far, and there are days where I can be really positive and, you know, spread the light and all these things. But there are some days where it's actually tough. And today it sucks, guys. It really, 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 really sucks. And I'm not having a good time.
Yeah.
But I did see someone on TikTok say that, I wish I could remember who the creator was, but they said that just because you aren't doing more doesn't mean you aren't doing enough.
That's powerful.
And I said,
it's so true.
It's so true. I think we always think that we need to perform at 100%.
You need to do something.
Yeah,
you need to do something.
Yeah, you need to do something. You need to wake up. Yeah, you need 6 a.m. gym.
Be
7
active.
o'clock.
Yes.
Then after 9 to 5, it's 5 to 9. Yeah. We're pushing. Side hustle, own a business, all these things. But sometimes it's just not possible.
It's not. More especially when you have when you're living with chronic conditions. And it's one of the things that people will never understand, Hore. I might be super active today. This bubbly person. And then tomorrow when you see me, complete different person.
I'm so deflated.
No energy,
and
no power.
I don't even want no power.
No power. You literally just there
nothing.
It's you're like a potato.
Yes.
You literally just blink. You don't have the energy to even breathe.
Yes. And sometimes that switch can happen in a moment.
Instantly.
Even right now we can talk whole night, we talk, we're having fun. You feel like you can take over the world. Let's go traveling, guys. Let's do this. Let's go out. 10 minutes later.
Do you
you understand? Go as combat because whoa,
what happened?
Done.
What happened?
And it's so crazy because you can't even explain it, because you wake up and you feel like, okay, cool, I can do this.
Yeah.
Then at some point your body's like, oh, actually no, I'm done for today.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go home.
But for you, I feel like you're the bravest, because what do you mean you even chose to be in theater? My sister.
Right.
Didn't you have any episodes while performing?
Yeah, right. And I did. The first one, okay, but I was undiagnosed at the time. The first time was when I was 14. It was a minor episode, but I remember we were performing, and then I had that minor blackout, the absence seizure. And I was in the middle of saying my line.
Yeah.
It happened. I opened my eyes and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where we are right now, what we're saying in the play. And then eventually came back and we picked up from there. But I was like, what just happened? And then the second time I was in uni, it was 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And we were rehearsing for one of our final performances. And we were showing our lecturer. And I remember that day I was feeling funny, but I wasn't feeling like maybe I might have a seizure today.
Yeah.
The aura wasn't that bad. And we were performing. The next minute, I wake up and I'm on the floor, and I'm seeing everyone is sitting there, and I think they were discussing me and everything that happened. And I was so confused because I don't even remember the point at which the seizure happened. It was just a switch.
Yeah.
It was just a switch. And even when I spoke to one of my friends about it, and I was like, oh, what happened in that moment? She was like, well, you screamed. And I was like, me? Oh, you mean someone else? She was like, no, you screamed. I said, me. She said, girl, you screamed and then you had the seizure, and yeah, that's what happened.
That was it.
And I was so shocked because I did not recall anything that happened. I remember getting onto the stage. Next thing, I'm on the floor. And again, I think I was really lucky enough to have people who were so supportive. I was around my friends, and even my lecturer, Shame, they took a voice note of the conversation that they were having, and I could hear she got emotional over watching me have the seizure, and just saying we need protective measures against, what might happen. If you guys see something on stage, just pull her away, because in those moments, I also don't have the strength to say, yo guys, I'm feeling funny. Yeah, I'm going to have a seizure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just I might feel funny, then next thing my body is taking over and it's doing its own thing. So I think that also taught me to be open with everyone, even if it is at the workplace, because the reality is that sometimes I'm not in control. I can't be proactive and say, please get my sedative, do this quick, fast, hospital, let's go. I can't. Sometimes I'm just too weak. And as you said, it's your brain. And if your brain is not working, the rest of your body, nothing is working.
Because the messages need to go to your brain.
Exactly. And if my brain is teka-teking now, there's too much electricity flowing, I can't even speak. And it's even something that I did struggle with because one of the medications, I don't know what the English is for it, but the thing that's supposed to connect this to this, they weren't really speaking. So sometimes you and I would be speaking and I can see in my head, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's a Nike sneaker. I can see it. But to say it, I can't. So I'm like, that thing. But my brain is saying it's a Nike sneaker, but I cannot say it. I cannot say it. So being honest with my coworkers and everyone around me is the only thing that I can do to make sure I feel safe and protected in those moments. Because it's also not nice being shocked now that I'm having this seizure. I have this whole history. Seeing a seizure in itself is traumatic. I haven't even seen one and I don't want to because I know I'm going to be I'm going to be so impacted by it. So I can't imagine someone who thinks I'm 100%, especially because it is an invisible condition. You know, when people don't know or see physically that this is wrong with you, they think you're fine.
Yeah.
They really think you're fine. I even had one colleague, shame, she didn't know, so I'm not going to blame her, but she said like, you look like you're living your life, Mokele. Like, wow, I so wish you look so happy.
We envy from outside. Like we envy so much from outside. I will never forget coming across a video where the guy asked, if you were to choose someone's problem, would you risk that and let someone take your problem? I was like, you could pick someone's condition, you could pick blindness, you could pick, something that you've never dealt with, and you're probably dealing with what you can handle. We don't know. In your mind,
Let's
you're
talk
like,
about that.
you're more, you got terminal 8. But
you understand.
Actually, because if I had epilepsy, I don't think I would have survived. One, how do I step out knowing that I might have seizure, I might collapse, how do I plan to go on a trip with friends knowing that this is what might happen to you? So, and already I'm an overthinker.
You understand? I'm also an overthinker. You don't even understand. I would be spiraling. There was even at some point, it was one of my best friend's birthday parties, and she had invited me, and I was like, I cannot come. I was so deep in it. It was still when I was having like the seizures every day, and I was like, I can't come. And she was like, we'll take care of you. It's okay. Like, just come. And I said, I can't, because I was so wrapped up in the anxiety and what if it might happen and all these things. And I was spiraling and I was like, I cannot do it. I just can't do it.
Also, knowing that you're going to a new crowd. Yo.
It's so overwhelming. It is so, so overwhelming. Even to this day, I still have moments where I'm starting to spiral. And I need to bring myself back to say like, relax. Because I think that's also a thing that traps us a lot. Outside of the condition that you have, the way you think about it and the way you approach it is a thing that will trap you. I saw a video where someone was talking about, because naturally I think of the worst case scenario. So what's the word? Catastrophize. That's the word. And I just think of everything bad that will happen with anything. Just the worst case scenario. Even if it's so far-fetched, I'll be like, yo. And I'll convince myself that that's real. And I saw a video and this person was saying, instead of thinking of the worst case scenario, think of the best case scenario.
Actually.
Gaslight yourself and think of, you know what if it worked out in this way? Yes, it sucks now, but what if I actually don't have a seizure today? And it's just this 5 minutes where it's going to feel like hell. I'm going to want to cry and then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And most cases, that's what actually happens. Like,
because our thoughts becomes a reality.
Yes, they do. Our thoughts become a reality. You manifest it and then that's what happens. But if you think about the best case scenario, I might feel weak right now. Let me take a breather. It's only 10 minutes of my day. Best case scenario, nothing will happen. That sucked. I'll go home safely.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. And that's probably what's going to happen. that's probably what's going to happen. But it's the fear that takes over your body and that makes everything 10 times worse from what you're going through, because also the stress and the anxiety, they make your condition worse. Whatever condition you have, I don't think anxiety will make it better even.
Do you remember any of your worst episode back in primary or high school? Because guys, funny enough, growing up, and I know this is not weird.
Okay.
Because I know you guys also
Yeah.
envied. You know, you'd see someone faint at school and you're like, because it would happen during assembly.
Okay, yes,
and you're like, yo, I was gonna faint.
I was gonna faint and get a week off of school.
Exactly. So-and-so fainted, go assembly.
Like at that
you wonder that if they're okay, but you also want that
you want to be
feeling
off.
of like,
you also want to be off.
But we didn't know how serious it was.
You never actually know. Even me, I mean, my gran, she's had epilepsy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think from when she was about in her 30s. I could be lying though. But she's had epilepsy. I didn't even really know. Like, they would always say in my family, like, yeah, show me your faint, Avele, like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yeah, chill, okay, whatever. Like, everyone faints, whatever. I didn't really understand the depths of what it means to have epilepsy.
And what happens before.
Before, during, after. Now that I'm in the situation, I was like, whoa. Because there's so many things beyond just the condition that impact your daily life. Even when you're blind, even when, you know, you've got cancer, all of these things, it goes beyond just the treatments and trying to get better. There are so many things. Cause and effect. Also, you could have this, and now because you're taking this medication, now your iron is low, for example. Something. Now you must do this. Okay, depression is up, take this medication. Now anxiety is up, take this medication.
Like you're trying to fix one problem, another problem.
Exactly. Exactly.
And now for us to fix that, something
must happen here, and then this medication you're taking also has its own side effects. So then this happens, and this happens, and then it's a lot.
No, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Whether it's invisible or you can physically see it.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, a disability is not a joke.
No, it's not. So have you had like the worst episode?
My worst episode? I think it was probably that one where I fainted, where I had a seizure during...
And you woke up.
Yes, and I woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I woke up in hospital. And then also the one in... Oh, actually, no. It was probably the one where I was at the mall. So I was living in Cape Town at the time. And I was at the mall. And I was feeling funny, but I was like, I really have days where I'm feeling funny.
But you just like...
And I'm like, it's okay, it's going to pass. It's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Serious.
Like, whatever. You're just being dramatic. You know what I mean? And I mean, at that time, I was also taking medication. So I know, like, okay, I might be feeling funny now, but the medication is going to deal with it, whatever. It won't get to the point of a seizure.
Yeah.
But it did. It did. And I remember I was walking towards Total Sports because I was trying to find the Vans store, because at that time I used to customize people's shoes and paint them. So I was looking to go buy shoes. And I remember being in Total Sports, jiggy, heavy. But next thing I wake up, I'm on the floor and there's two paramedics above me. And I said, oh, okay, hello. Thank you so much. And then I went to the hospital and then they were like, no, it's fine. Just like monitor yourself, all of these things. But after that seizure, I had a concussion and my back got injured. I don't exactly know what I could say, but I fell this way.
Yeah.
So my back, when we would drive downhill, drive over a hump, my back would just be sore. Like I couldn't move my back.
Yeah.
And I was concussed. So the brain fog was having me. I couldn't really think. And imagine how you're in university, like you actually need you need your brain to survive so you can get through the course. I think that was the worst seizure, I would want to say. So
in varsity, did you have special exam? Because I know they offer those. Because in your condition, I think that was...
You know, looking back, I probably should have applied.
Yeah.
I should have. But as I said, I'm such a person where... And maybe it was also because of the environment that I grew up around, where I know my Gogo has epilepsy. And everyone was like, it's okay, it's just a condition. Like, you'll be fine. Relax. Like, yeah, it's just epilepsy. So for me... I wasn't even thinking like, okay.
Didn't think it needed like special measures.
I didn't even consider it to be a disability at that point because it actually even wasn't that serious for me. I was like, okay, cool. It's just epilepsy. Yeah, other people have anxiety, whatever. Like, okay, cool, guys. We're just going to make it through. We're all pushing through. It is what it is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm here to get my degree. I'm very like task focused. I'm like, I know what I'm here for. Anything else, it's whatever. So I genuinely wasn't even paying it that much attention in that regard. So the only special requests I would have asked for were like, maybe on a day when I'm not feeling good, I'll just say, guys, I can't come in today. Like, I just need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I left it. Exams, performances, I would push a full 12-hour day. I wasn't supposed to, but I was pushing a full 12-hour day because I was like, yeah, I'm going to be fine, guys. I'm going to be fine. It's just a seizure. If I'm feeling funny, I'll just sit down, take a quick nap behind the stage. And that's what I would do. Even my first job outside of uni.
It's just a seizure.
It's just a seizure, guys. It's just a seizure. Like, I've had it before. I'll wake up. I'll move on. Like, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Yeah, it's probably not good, to be honest. But that's the truth. I don't want to lie and say from the get-go I took it as seriously as it was. I didn't.
Do you drive?
No, I don't drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't drive. I did want to drive. I did take my learner's test in 2018, and then I failed the drivers. And then immediately after I went to the neurologist and she said, don't drive, don't do nothing. And then since then, I haven't even tried. I haven't tried to get my license back because people with epilepsy actually aren't supposed to be driving, unfortunately.
So yeah.
And do you know the price of an Uber?
I know.
Do you know the price of an Uber? Literally for me to get to work, which is Randburg to 4 ways, 160 Rand one way.
That is far. So that is one thing that you are not ever going to do.
I don't think.
Is there one other thing?
Not ever. I think at some point I will get to the point where I can drive again.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be, once I'm done with the withdrawals and everything, and I feel like, okay, cool. I'm operating at a, I don't want to say normal because really who is normal?
Where you have, do you now have days where there's no episodes? Okay.
Yes, where I feel like nothing, but I feel like I want to get to the point where even if I can say for 6 months, I was fine. Like nothing ever happened. I didn't want to, because, like we were saying, sometimes you feel fine. So I can imagine like I'm driving my car, then 2 minutes later I'm feeling like, now I'm going to stop in the middle of the road. Yeah. And then now
it's like 3 hours later because you've been feeling like this.
And then now I must call this person to come fetch the car. And then I must Uber. And then the drama I actually don't even want it. Like, and it's just extra money, the way I think about it in my head. So rather, I just spend the money on Uber now and wait my turn because it's actually okay. Like, I won't die if I don't drive. I still have a means to go around.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You know what? Enjoy being a passenger princess. I just shove my hazard, think the driver behind you, and just.
Even then, I'm like the passenger princess who puts the music on. Guys, let's relax. Let's have a good time.
Have a good time.
And then I fall asleep. And then it's done. That's the passenger princess that I am. And I can't lie. I think, guys. Yeah.
I think the worst thing about your condition is that half the time you don't remember
what's happening.
What happened. So not being able to have that memory, I would be
to say yes,
frustrated.
It's so confusing because you just have memory blocks and you're just like, you don't know what happens. And the scary thing is also that we in South Africa, things happen to people who are okay, in that moment. So if, touch with something has to happen to me when I'm alone, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Number one, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't have memory. I could probably even say, like, okay, I was in an Uber with this person, but I have no way of confirming if anything has happened to me in that moment that it was this person who did X, Y, and Z.
You need to always be around people you know.
People I know, sending my location to everyone. Like, everyone has my location. My best friends, my siblings, everyone has my location. Even when I leave home now, I'll like send my dad my Uber trip. When I get here, I'm like, okay, I'm safe. That's just the routine that you need to get into. because you just never, ever know what might happen. You
and
never, ever
as
know.
a big sister, ne, do you feel like they still giving you that responsibility, or they kind of easy on you because they know?
I think, you know what? The honest truth is that I'm not like big sister pro max, you know, like there's no.
Are you being followed by boys?
No, not by boys. It's two
Okay.
girls after me.
Oh, okay.
My one sister, she is 22 years old, and then the other one is 12 years old. And from the perspective of a family, I'll say it's not like big sister to the point where everyone is relying on me to pay the bills for the house or feed everyone, go high or whatever, or send money back home and all these things.
Okay.
So in that regard, I really will say I'm so blessed. Like black tax.
I would say,
tax.
you know,
Yeah, that is not my life. I can never lie and say, yeah, yo, they're working me hard.
Yeah.
But I think there will always be that thing that you're the oldest. You know, you have to take care of people, and you were raised in a certain way. So even if my condition only started impacting me at a certain period, at the end of the day,
you are the big sister.
I'm the big sister. I was taught to look after everyone. If anything happens, they're gonna ask me first, what happened with your sisters? What's going on? Why didn't you communicate? Why didn't you do this? If something has to happen to my parents, for example, they're going to be looking at me like, okay, cool. Next to step in, it's you. These are your siblings. These are going to be your kids maybe at some point if touch wood, anything has to happen. So I think even if no one is explicitly saying we are relying on you every day to do X, Y, and Z, I know what my responsibilities are as the elder sister. And even just, I think because I'm also just very empathetic, even when I see my parents and they're just having like a tough day, a tough time, I'm like, yo, what can I do to fix this? How can I hustle more to just give them some more money? How can I help them in this regard? How do I retire them early? Yo, how can I help them? But I know they're not expecting that from me. It's just something that I want to do for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you come out as that one person that never made the condition. Like you never gave it like a trophy. It's there, but you're like, on my watch.
Literally.
Yeah, you're like,
you're in the closet,
on
actually.
my watch, yeah. Right now, you're going to listen to me.
Right.
You look like that person that took control instead of just let it be.
I tried. I think, honestly, the only thing, or one of the things that motivated me outside of my family and my friends being there for me is my greater purpose in this life, I feel. Because even when I did have the moments where I was experiencing these minor suicidal ideations, I was like, okay, but my purpose in this life, I know, is to share and make a difference. I didn't necessarily have a vision of, oh, I want to make a difference in this exact way and this is my plan.
Yeah.
Because even when I started content, it was just fun for me. I started in 2019. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so fun. It was never about the money. And I really enjoyed making people laugh. And I was like, oh, this is so fun. Like, you know, life is so serious. It's so hectic. So I love that I'm able to make people laugh, even if it's just for 2 minutes of their day, to forget all of their problems. And then, you know, then we get back into it. So that for me was so important. And then I even remember I had a conversation with my aunt, who is also a content creator. And we were like, yeah, next year, we're doing it big. We're making a difference. And for me, I'm still thinking like, yeah, comedy content, all the content that I've been doing, that's how I'm going to make my difference. And then everything happened and I said, whoa, like this is a huge shift. And then I started sharing my story because I was like, my purpose, I've always said, was to make a difference. I didn't think it would be in this way, but now I'm seeing and I'm living in it, and I'm seeing the difference that I'm making, even if it's with, you know, 2 or 3 people. This is exactly what I want to be doing. And I even remember, before you messaged me, I had spoken to like 3 or 4 epilepsy foundations because I was like, I want to start speaking about my story. I want to start helping people. It didn't really materialize. So then when you messaged me, I was like, oh my gosh, like, yes, it's happening.
The universe was like,
answered praise. Say no more. Wait a minute. And I was like, oh my gosh, you see, like now I'm living like in my full purpose. And I remember that time when I started sharing my story more in depth. It was also because I had looked around and I was trying to find support groups for epileptic people. And I couldn't find much in South Africa, or any, if I'm not even mistaken. I couldn't find anything. And in as much as the people around you can try to be empathetic, they'll never fully understand what you're going through.
Correct.
They can really try their best, and they are trying their level best to understand you.
We'll never understand.
They'll never understand. In the same way that I can't understand your condition just because we both have chronic conditions. I'll never understand what you've been through fully, and vice versa. And so I was like, well, I can't find a community, so I'm going to make my own.
I love that.
I'm going to make my own. And look now, like I've had people DM me. We have conversations about their health conditions. And even if I don't understand all of what they've been through, or I can't say, yo, here's the money, go to the hospital, let them fix you. I think just feeling less alone.
Talking to someone who's going through the same thing.
Do you understand?
Also, them understanding that,
Yes, like same, like same. It happens and you're like same, yes, and you're just like, yo, yes.
You also woke up with a back pain, same. It's normal,
It's literally that thing, but it makes you feel like, okay, cool, I'm not doing this alone, even though you know you have your community. And also some people aren't lucky enough to have, a family support system, friends who are supporting. I'm so blessed to say that, I could even message my friends at, 2:00 in the morning, like, guys, I'm having a panic attack right now. I'm not okay. They're going to be there to respond to me. When I was in the hospital, my friends came to visit me, for example. While I was going through the most, I was sleeping in my mom's bed because I was too scared to sleep alone. When I was at my dad's house, there were even times where I would just be breaking down and I would be having a panic attack. I'd go to his office and I'd cry. Then we come back and it's support. And it's things that I'm like, I'm so blessed to have that, but I can't imagine someone who doesn't have even 2% of what I have.
Through it alone.
If I was alone, I
guys,
wouldn't have made it.
There's no, we just need support.
You need it.
You just need support. Just
no
someone
one can
saying,
live by themselves.
Are you okay? Do you need anything? Where can I help?
Exactly.
How can I help?
How can I do this? And even times where you don't even know what you need, but the people who love you the most know how to heal you in ways. They know. They know. Like, you can tell yourself, I'm not feeling okay. I don't want to talk to anyone today. Then they come in, they're like, no, we're going to watch a movie together. You don't have to talk to me. We're going to watch a movie together. And you laugh and you're like, oh my gosh, I needed this so much.
That was my medicine.
That was the medicine I needed. In fact, if you can do that every day, maybe my condition will go away. Maybe, just maybe. We need to repeat that.
You know what?
So that's the thing I think that drove me the most. My purpose in sharing my story. Also access to information, because I didn't even know a whole lot about my condition and I was going through it and all of the options that are out there. So I can imagine someone who was in the same journey as me, like you're relying on Western medication. You don't know that without medical aid, those bills get insane because it's your neurologist appointments. You're being booked in for the hospital probably over the weekend so they can do a 24-hour EEG. Then it's your medication on top of that. I mean, at some point, my medication alone was costing 3K a month. 3K a month.
Imagine.
Outside of all of the doctors that I was seeing, and I was seeing specialists, so their prices
consultation only.
You understand? Consultation only. 1K X a month.
Consultation 1 million.
You understand? You understand?
You have this 1 million.
Thank you so much.
We must treat this another
5
million.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was literally it. And I was seeing my GPs. I was seeing a neurologist. I was seeing a gynae at the time as well, because at some point, my period was even triggering the seizures for the first time ever.
Your hormones.
You understand? And the hormones were also, the hormones being imbalanced was also a result of me taking birth control beforehand. So those messed up my hormones. Then my doctor said, no, let's try a hormonal IUD. I said, okay, cool, sharp, no problem. Took the hormonal IUD. At some point, it was helping with the seizures, but then it just wasn't treating me right. Went to a GP and I was like, no, the IUD, this is what's happening. And she said, I have to take it out, my dear. I said, okay, cool, no stress. She tried to take it out in that same moment. She couldn't. She was struggling because it was lost, the string. And so I said, okay, cool, sharp. She said, okay, take abortion tablets so that they can try open up everything so we can try again tomorrow and take it out. They tried again. Nothing happened. She couldn't take it out. I had to go into theater then to take out my IUD. So you understand, it was now that unforeseen expense. I'm in theater. It's a gynecologist, neurologist, neuropsychiatrist, and a neuropsychiatrist is so specialized. I think it's like psychologist, psychiatrist, neuropsychiatrist. And I think the initial consultation was like $3,000. I want to even say virtual consultation. Virtual, without the medication. So can you imagine those fees?
That was a lot.
That's a lot. That is so much. And I cannot imagine someone who, number one, doesn't have medical aid. And number two, now you can't afford this and this specialist or this doctor. So the mental stuff, for example, you're probably dealing with it by yourself. And how can you deal with it by yourself when you're also trying to get through your health condition? It's bad. You can't pull yourself out of that dark space. Sometimes guys, we're just not strong enough sometimes. We're actually just not strong enough. And you need someone to say, I'm here with you. Let me take this out. There's something better on the other side. Because even if you know there's something better, sometimes you just want to see. You want to hear from someone you know that, you know what?
A reminder.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
Maybe something will happen. It's going to take some time, but okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to push.
Sure. Thato, I'd keep you here the whole day.
Listen, I think we have part 2. Okay? We have part 2. We have part 2,
before
guys.
I let you go, what's that message you have for someone who is living with epilepsy?
I have 2 things. Can I say 2 things?
Yes.
Okay, 2 things. My first message is the biggest thief of your healing process is you comparing yourself to who you were before your diagnosis. Right? Trademark.
Please repeat that.
Trademark. Run the tape. I don't remember what I said. No, I'm joking. The biggest thief of your healing journey is you comparing yourself to who you were before your diagnosis. And so with that, you need to reframe your mind because it's your reality right now. You have this condition. It sucks, but it's okay. And the thing that pushed me through was looking back to say, okay, last year, this time, where was I? And I was in a much darker place. It was horrible. And you think, actually, you know what? I made it far. Yes, I'm not where I thought I might have been, but I've actually made it far. And that's the thing that should push you to keep trying and taking it one day at a time. And my second thing is that disability is not inability. You can do it. Whatever it is that you set your mind to, doesn't matter how you need to get the job done, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. And the right people will accommodate you in the right ways to make sure you live the life. Like, you can do it.
I don't think that message was for anyone living with epilepsy. That message was for everyone.
The chronic babes.
That message applies to everyone.
It's for the chronic
I'm
babes.
taking it.
Please take it.
I'm taking it. I don't know about you guys, but thank you so much for coming through and for sharing your story. I just know that it is going to touch a whole lot of people.
Thank you.
I'm touched and I hope that you are touched. And for the next person also living with epilepsy to see you are a living proof that you can live. You are living. You are proof that you are living and taking each day as it comes, regardless of what you have.
Yeah.
So thank you
Such
for living.
a pleasure. Thank you for living and not feeling like you're surviving this life. We are living.
Exactly.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Until next time, thank you so much. Bye. Mwah.